Hello everyone. This is my first time ever filming a video, so I apologize if the video and audio quality is not the best. I just wanted to share with you a little personal project that I'm doing where I am making over a Queen Amidala doll from Hasbro. So I will start with the doll. Here she is. Let me get the camera to focus. Okay, so I already did the face up, which unfortunately it did not occur to me to record this until I had already done it. Hi, Skittles. Cats, right? But anyway, so I did do a lot of reference work to try and get her to look like Natalie Portman, and as you can see, I have rebodied her onto a Barbie made-to-move doll so that I'll have a lot more posability with it when it's finished. I also have restyled the hair, pretty much just done a bunch of ribbon braids, and then I actually melted the ends with a hot match so that they wouldn't come undone. And I know it's not quite movie accurate. I did actually try to see if I could tie knots in her hair, but unfortunately, doll hair just doesn't like to do that. So anyways, the next step for her is going to be to make over her dress. So this is the dress that the doll came with. It's the throne room dress. I've already pulled off a lot of these little cyan jewel stone things because I want to see if I can do something fun with them later to see if I can maybe make them light up. We'll see if that works or not, or at least repaint them. So obviously this dress is not very movie accurate, and I mean it's all in parts and stuff and doesn't have the right profile, so I wanted to see if I could make a new dress, and that's what this video is going to be about. I did want to have the original dress so I could reuse some of the parts like the embroidery, because I didn't particularly want to restitch or repaint that all by hand, but I will be correcting the shape to make it more screen accurate. So anyways, here we go. I started off by making this pattern, which I can't actually take complete credit for it. I did do quite a bit of research into people that had actually done Queen Amidala costumes to see what they were doing pattern-wise to get the correct shape. And then I modified the proportions and such to fit Barbie, and these are the pieces that I came up with. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the fabric I purchased and get started cutting, and hopefully you enjoy. All right, so when I was doing this, I wanted to make sure the fabric actually had a couple of separate layers. So I wanted to make sure that there was actually a base layer underneath to give it the right level of heaviness when I work with it. So this is actually going to be the lining of the dress, and then I will make the actual dress out of this prettier fabric that I have that's as close as I can get to the screen texture at a 1/6 doll scale. So here we go. The pattern I made does not have seam allowances, so I am actually adding a 1/4 inch around the edge as I draw so that I have a little, you know, something extra to work with to actually put the dress together. You'll also notice that I am leaving the shoulder seams long because I wasn't quite happy with how they fit on the doll for my initial pattern, so I wanted to have a little extra left over that I could use to edit the way that fits when I actually make the dress. You can see I've added the extra shoulder allowance up here on the back piece as well. And in case you are wondering what these little oval shapes are that I have down here, they are actually the shape of the cyan jewels, which I have, that are going to fit in there. I wanted to make sure that I don't stitch that part of the dress closed because it'll be easier to install them from the back. All right, and the rest of the pattern pieces are actually all going to be cut out of a different fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and put pins in here so that you can, so I can make sure that the fabric doesn't move when I'm cutting it out. Also, if you look at the dress in the film, there's actually 24 panels with piping in between each one, but because it's not really possible to do that at this small of a scale, I actually have some embroidery floss that I'm going to use to add that raised detailing, and I've broken the dress down into 6 panels, so each one meets where one of the CN gems is supposed to be. And right now I'm just making sure I stitch some little marks so that I know where not to sew. All right, so those are actually the lining pieces. Time to carry on to the real fabric. Hi, Snips. This is my rescue baby. Her name is Snips. She very much is an attention hog, but not as much as the other one. All right, so whoop, as you can see, it does give it a really, it's a little tedious to sew it by hand, but it does give it a really nice fur. So it actually does look like there's fur trimming on there. There we go. It looks much better than it did before. It actually has a furry, fuzzy edge and does look like it's supposed to in the film. I'm gonna go ahead and do the long tassel, and I'll come back when I'm on to the next step. Okay, so on here, I'm going to show you how I'm planning on duplicating the piping that's on the original dress. As you can see, I have a layer of fur pinned to a layer of this red silk. What I'm doing is I have a piece of DMC floss, and I am just using tiny little tacking stitches to attach them together in the same color of red. So hopefully by the time I am done, it will have a nice look of piped seams that are on the original dress. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this. I'll play it really fast for you, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so just as a small note when you're doing, if you decide to do this, make sure that your tacking stitches are really small so that they don't show on the black side of the fabric, because since it's velvet, it has a bit of a pile on it, so it should actually be able to hide the stitches if you make them small.